Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Well, time for some facts to make your brain go. And they might not be so explosive today because it's just really about what your dad wants. And maybe you don't know because your dad was kind of like my dad and said, I don't want anything. I'm happy to spend time with my family, and that's it.
So as long as you leave me alone, don't ask me for anything that day.
I got to say, being this my second Father's Day, I really realized that when dads used to say that, I just want to be able to sleep in or something, which sounds like no gift at all. But now I understand maybe that extra hour of sleep is nice. And Megan did that last year for me. She made sure she got Harper, and I slept in. It was very weird, though. I couldn't imagine just saying, I must have to do something, but I don't. But I do. You know what I mean?
Like, I felt like day.
I'm neglecting, I thought, but in that situation. So what dads want in Chicagoland, according to Google Trends, the most searched Father's Day sales are grills. So my friends at Weber, you can definitely get a new grill or some accessories for the grill. Tools, TVs, then golfing and fishing equipment. You said your husband's like golf, and I know a lot of
fishing.
Yeah, or fishing.
Yeah.
Maybe me and your husband should get a fishing license. We talked about that earlier this week.
That's right. You can fish for free this weekend.
This is the free fishing weekend, Father's Day weekend in Illinois. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday are the 4 only days you don't need a license to fish in Illinois on.
And then I feel like when I get grilling equipment, it's just kind of a me thing still. He goes and grills, but I have to put like everything together. So if we're going to like grill vegetables, I'm going to have to go ahead and put those in the basket that go on the grill.
See, I like doing that. I like being the grill master and doing everything.
He likes to grill, but I don't think he fully understands that he's just setting stuff on the grill and then handing it back to me.
It's not just the fire part.
No, he just likes the fire part.
I'm stoked because this weekend for Father's Day, I'm using my Weber Lumen grill. The first time ever using an electric grill because I live in Chicago with a wooden deck and you can't have a propane tank on the deck. So I
that
can have.
Makes sense.
Oh, I guess so.
I appreciate that rule.
Yeah. So
sometimes I think the city can be a little constrictive, but I think that's a good one.
That's pretty good. So I'm going with the Lumen is supposed to be incredible. I can't wait. That's what I'm doing on Father's Day is grilling out. So I'm doing the number one thing on there is grilling. So that's what dads want if you're thinking on it. Now, again, you think your dad, maybe you don't have a grill. Well, then get a grill. Tools. I like tools. I mean, give me a drill. I'm happy.
I don't believe that. You're going to be excited if your wife hands you something that relates to work.
I like building
Here's a
things.
Hammer. Please go finally hang up our TV.
You may not be aware of this, but I like building things. I built everything in our house. As far as
you built everything in the house.
I built the refrigerator.
Look at me
from scratch. I carved it out of stone.
Listen. I don't want to call you a liar going into Father's Day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be positive here.
Sure. I mean, I do. I like tools. I like all that stuff. And I want to learn how to fish, so I'm going to get a fishing license and do that. Case, what's your dad like? What are you getting for your dad? Or, I mean, he's not listening right now, is he?
A bear? Are you going to give him a bear?
No, he just wants to be left alone. And he also wants me to return the bird feeder that he accidentally shipped to my apartment this week. Brian knows about this. My dad texted me last Saturday and goes, hey, don't panic. I accidentally shipped the bird feeder I just bought to your house. I need you to send it back to me. So that's been a whole thing this week of trying to get the bird feeder back to him.
Now, is he going to pay you for the price of shipping it to him?
No, in his mind, he paid for enough travel baseball tournaments for me as a kid that I got to handle the shipping and handling on this one. Yeah.
Amen.
Because when my dad, for those that don't know, he's super into bears. When he's not photographing bears, he's photographing birds. And right now, it's the hot season for birds.
Kenzie, you don't understand
the
this.
The birds and the bears, you know?
Kenzie, Case was getting ready to leave the station. He has all these things on his mind. He does so much stuff behind the scenes here at Q101 with the website and socials.
And Riot Fest week, a big week.
Riot Fest, and then, of course, picnic. He's going through all these things in his head. And he goes like, okay, I got to get out of here. I got to get a bird feeder back to my dad. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what are you doing? How did bird feeder get to your house?
He shipped it to me.
How nice is this bird feeder? Because I bet it's going to be decently expensive to ship because probably wooden.
Yeah, no, he likes high-end bird feeders. It's actually a whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's very... That's the thing with my dad is that he doesn't want a gift because whatever he can buy himself is going to be nicer than whatever I'll buy for him.
Well, amen.
Well,
You've
here's
just been a drain forever. Is it like a nice bird? It's like a Supreme collaboration. It's a limited edition bird feeder.
Do you have a picture of the bird feeder by chance on your phone because the delivery from Amazon or
I
whatever?
never took it out of the box. I can try to find a thumbnail of the bird feeder, but I
Right.
never opened it.
What site did he get it from?
Amazon.
Oh, it is from Amazon.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like a birds only thing.
Birds only.
Onlybirds.com.
Exactly.
Also, more tips for you guys who haven't bought a gift for your dad yet on Chicago Dads, basically a survey. They expect their significant other to spend $76 on them. That's the average price when asked, what do you think your significant other is going to spend on you? $76 came up, and their child to spend $33 on them.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to let my husband know he's once again lucky, coming in above average. Expensive ass.
I'm trying to think of, $76 or $33, it's limited today. Everything's too damn expensive.
So the gift from your spouse should be $76.
Yep.
And the gifts from your kids should be $33 a pop.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That's very fair, I think. That's fair. So think about that. If you haven't got anything for your dad, just get him a $76 gift card to Chick-fil-A. That sounds about right.
Because dads love chicken.
Oh, they do love chicken, yeah.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with Father's Day this weekend. A lot of first-time fathers. My second Father's Day, and it's Kenzie's husband Roman first Father's Day with Marino, and then he's got Tristan too. So many Father's Days. So he's double duty in it now.
Well, yeah, now he gets double the presents.
Double the presents, double the fun.
Amen.
But I want you guys to tell a funny story about your dad or a wild story, whatever, some stupid story at 312-591-8300. For example, Maddie checked in, must have been when her dad was young, said, my dad once got into a fight with his sister and bet that she wouldn't run him over with a bike. Of course, she ran his ass over with a bike and didn't get in trouble because who would be stupid enough to challenge your sibling like that and lay down in the middle of the street?
Oh, man, that's got to hurt so bad.
Well, you also made it easy for them.
Yeah.
Why would you allow, they should have to hunt you down and run you over? Not just,
She's on her bike and goes like, I'll run you over.
Amen.
She thought she wouldn't do it in case she'd get in trouble.
Because that's like running over a log, basically.
Yeah.
It's easy. Speed bump.
Speed bump, exactly. But the speed bump is your rib cage.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's less harsh than a speed bump. It's easier. A little softer.
I always had that kid in the neighborhood at a BMX bike, and he says, I can jump you, and you'd lay down.
Yeah.
And he'd pull up on it, and sometimes the tire would hit your stomach, and you're like, ah! And then like you thought he was going to run you completely over. Because I've told a lot of stories about my dad on this radio show. There's one I've never told. So it's not exactly relating to me, but my brother Steve.
Okay.
So we had a 2-story house. Very privileged, right? Oh, look at that.
Brian
Stairs in the house. Okay.
It's important to the story to say that. I'm not bragging that we had a 2-story house.
Well,
okay?
it just sets up your fiscal situation. We all know where everybody stands now.
Where's Brian? He's upstairs. From his tower.
Yeah, I'm saying I had a very privileged childhood because we had
You
stairs.
go up the stairs to the right, you'll see Brian.
Meanwhile, there were 4 brothers. 6 of us shared one bathroom, just to clarify that.
Yeah, but did you have your own terrace?
I did not have a terrace.
Now, did your butler clean that bathroom?
Yes, he did.
Just to clarify.
Yes, he did. So my brother Steve and Greg were sleeping in one room. Me and Darren were in another room. It's like 4 a.m. And all of a sudden we hear it's like, it's pounding upstairs. That's why I had to clarify we had 2 stories.
Oh, okay.
It was it was upstairs on my window. And we had a roof. And I recognized the man right away. It was one of my brother Steve's wasted drunk friends named Dave.
Knocking on the 2nd-story window?
Yes.
How the hell did he get up there?
Don't know to this day,
Oh,
actually.
wow. Is there a tree outside?
He was a very athletic guy, but he also drank like a fish. And I guess apparently he just somehow climbed up our roof to look for my brother Steve. And at the window,
Athletic guy. What is he, Spider-Man? What do you mean?
I was like 12 years old, so I opened the window and he goes, "Where's Steve?" And I go, "Next window over." So he climbed over there to Steve's window, but he actually went too far, 2 windows over to my dad's window. I started pounding on the window.
I'm sure that went over
And
great.
Listen, my dad had a short fuse. He was not a guy that played ball. But for some reason, this is why it's a funny story to me, because he didn't lose it. My dad simply walked over to Steve's room and tapped him on the shoulder because I could hear it. He goes, "Hey, your buddy Dave Manziel was at our window. He's asking for you."
Come to my window.
And he walks by and I'm laughing all of a sudden because I hear all this. And my dad says to me, shut up, go to bed. I'm like, Dad, even when I was 12, I was just curious. You don't see the humor in this? That this guy climbed on our roof and is knocking on every window asking for Steve? And all he wanted was a ride home because he was wasted at a party nearby.
How did he get to your house?
Well, we don't know how he got up, but apparently I looked out the window and saw then Steve going to give him a ride home, and he was on our garage. And then Steve went to the car, and this guy, he just walked off our garage 14 feet and hit the ground on his feet and just kept walking. It was like the Matrix.
Like Jesus needed a ride home. Heavens.
And I'll never forget my dad gets mad at me for just laughing a little bit. I'm like,
That's the story of your life right there.
Shut your ass up.
He goes, shut up, go to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm in bed, I'm laughing. What
You're
do you
like,
want me
I
to do?
was in bed. There's someone knocking on the window.
I'm like, you don't see the humor in this, Dad?
No. Not in you. Not from you, Brian.
Oh, so that's the story that I've never told on the air and had to add that one in there.
That's really fun.
So can I tell a moment of my dad just having like dad brain?
Yes.
Okay.
And we want to hear from you guys too at 312-591-8300.
I love my dad. He really is one of the like a very, very smart person. He can do anything. He can build my house for me if it burned down. He can handle, installs windows, builds wall, does whatever, right? But like, you know how men just don't always think everything through when it comes to like small details?
Sure.
So his dream was to get he loves cars. He loves to work on cars, all that. My brother became a mechanic because of him. And he always wanted like a muscle car that he could like put work into.
Yeah.
So he finally gets a Mustang and he's working on it. He's doing stuff and he gets a custom plate for the Mustang, right? And it's ASNF, his license plate. And I go, Dad, what is ASNF? And he goes, it's an acronym. It stands for A Son Never Forgets. A Son Never Forgets.
Okay.
He goes, so like, because we're going to work on this Mustang together because my brother became a mechanic, all that. I go, Dad, your license plate says ass sniff. You're like, ASNF, it says ass. You're driving around with a license plate that says ass sniff. Nobody's going to look at that and go, a son never forgets. You have this nice ass Mustang that says ass sniff on it.
He's an ass sniffer. That's what he
He
is.
was so mad at me for ruining it. He's like, nobody's going to think it says ass sniff. I go, everyone's what it says.
He totally thought people would get the plate.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good. He's an ass man. A Seinfeld episode. Casey, I want to hear about your dad in a second. We know he likes birds and bears, but Greg's checking in from Libertyville.
Yeah, I want to talk to Greg. He's way more interesting than me.
Greg, ahoy, what's up, man? Tell us a story about your dad.
All right, ahoy. My dad, back in the 80s, invented kibbles and bits, pepperonis, and sausages.
Wait, what?
He's a genius.
Yeah. He was in he's a chemical engineer. He was in pet food science for like 35 years and made cat food first, then moved to Quaker Oats and invented kibbles and bits, pepperonis, and sausages.
I mean, are you a billionaire? Are you a pepperoni
No, it
empire?
was just part of his job. That's just, the 9 to 5 working at Quaker Oats.
Damn. Did you guys have two stories growing up?
We did eat dog food. I ate plenty of dog food.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was about the palatability. How did it taste?
So they've used your judgment on taste for the dogs?
Oh, you could have got a dog.
We had a dog. Yeah. When my dad was making cat food, the dog ate cat food. And then when we moved to Quaker, the dog started eating dog food.
Oh.
Oh.
Which was good for the dog.
That was good for the dog.
But my dad lives in Florida, and he goes out at night, and he still uses these stories to attract women.
Oh.
Oh.
And he's 88.
He's like, want to come back to my place and try some kibbles and bits.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and now it's time for Case's weekly movie review. We're a little bit late. We usually do it around 8 o'clock on Friday. And this one is Mallrats. And in case you're new to the show, Case, the producer, is 25 years old, and I got tired years of making movie references and him not knowing what I was talking about. For example, Shawshank Redemption. Now he's seen it.
Yes.
Now you're a better person.
Well, I understand why you do so many impressions from the movie Shawshank now. Because turns out it's pretty good.
Pretty good movie.
Yeah.
He's now seen Pulp Fiction.
Uh-huh.
You've now seen...
Also, pretty good movie.
Arguably the greatest movie of anybody alive right now of that generation. That's the greatest movie of all time. He's seen because Kenzie wanted him to see Dirty Dancing.
Why do you say it like that? All your movies were normal, and then this one's like, well, Kenzie wanted him to see Dirty Dancing.
Because I didn't want him to see Dirty
It's
Dancing.
a classic. That is a classic movie.
I'm adding that's your classic, and it's not my classic. So those were my classic type movies. That's yours. We can be different.
Well, fine. Then we'll just say Brian and Kenzie from now on. We'll label them.
All the movies you mean?
All of them, because I don't know why mine are just getting labeled.
Well, I watched The Mummy because of you, too. That
Yeah.
wasn't on my list. That wasn't on Brian's list.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
a good one.
It was good.
We're not saying it's bad. We're just different.
It's different.
Come on.
It's separate but equal.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel equal the way it's
You're taking this.
it feels separate and unequal.
So anyway, today he did Mallrats because we announced Riot Fest, and Riot Mike told us how this new Riot Land is, a lot of the features in there are kind of based on Mallrats, in case you hadn't seen it. Of course, this is the Jay and Silent Bob, Kevin Smith movie, a part of the universe of all their movies. There was a little bit of an argument before he did this that he had to see Clerks first. We decided to forego that and say, screw it, you're going to see this first. So this was the trailer from Mallrats back in
1995.
1995. For some reason, I thought it was 97 for a second. It's almost 30 years old.
How does that make you feel?
Terrible. Here it is, the trailer for Mallrats.
I've never met a person who lives in as much fear of his mother as you do.
You want I should tell my mother what we do in here at night?
What, that you play video games and I fall asleep unfulfilled?
Oh, she calls you callow in here. You say that like it's bad. Well, it means frightened and weak-willed. That was the only part of the letter I thought was complimentary.
This is Brody's private hell.
Where the hell did that come from? What's going on here?
And these
Brody man, noochie noochies.
are his friends. Mallrats.
You said it was a good size.
When a girl says it's a good size, it's a nice way of saying that it's small.
What else did you expect from the director of Clerks?
Hey!
God, this is so funny to hear now in today's lens of having seen Clerks at that time and then Mallrats, but not remembering now that voiceover guy from the maker of Clerks. Because Clerks was certainly groundbreaking. This is so 90s, by the way. Mallrats and Clerks and all the Kevin Smith stuff. It's so nostalgic.
I just love and these are his friends. Like, oh yeah, let's see this movie.
Even though it's not the inner world guy, it's still, trailers were still better back then overall.
I love a narrated trailer.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of, how like everything comes back. Okay, you got like fanny packs and, bell bottoms, all sorts of stuff. The narration of movie trailers should come back. I think people would have so much fun with that.
That's a good take. I like that.
Don't you think so?
They just have now like quick clips and some kind of dramatic music, like.
I think it would grab people's attention if a new movie did that because you'd be like, oh, wait, I remember. Like, I think it would make people all excited. I think they should do it.
The next, I'm trying to think of the next movie coming. What's the next big movie coming out? Is there
Bad Boys should have had narration.
Okay. Check out Will Smith after the slap in Bad Boys 4.
They're still bad.
See, I'd go see that.
Right?
I'd be all in on that.
I'm like, oh my God, they're still bad? It's been years.
Wait a minute.
Whoa, hold your horses.
Are they too old to be bad now? That's amazing.
We're going to find out.
So, okay, Mallrats, a movie. By the way, there's little stats here for you back in 95. It had a $6 million budget, which was... For some movies in that world of coming off Clerks, I can see they gave them a little bit more than usual. But then they only made $2 million at the box office. We consider it a big movie because it's definition, and this was a blockbuster type movie that people would say, you've got to see Mallrats. And it became huge and a cult movie because of video stores.
Yeah, I guess before I share my thoughts, Brian, I was kind of curious if you remembered this movie coming out or remembered your first impression of seeing it or hearing about it.
So I did see it in the theater.
Naturally.
Well, you're right.
You were one of the $2 million.
I certainly paid my ticket. That's right. And when Clerks came out, I was so blown away. It was, in a way, a change of how movies were going to be made. Kind of like Pulp Fiction did that same thing in the early 90s to mid 90s when these pivotal movies came out and you could actually do that. So Mallrats, looking forward to it, was, something just like, wow. But then it's not like Clerks really in a way at all. Because Clerks is more like a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see Clerks, so I'll take your word for it.
You got to see Clerks after picnic weekend.
Clerks is all black and white, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, crazy.
What?
Yeah, it looks like a documentary.
When did it come out?
92, I think.
Just before this, yeah.
Right before color?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Before
right.
color.
Color TV was invented in 1993.
I guess. I didn't know that.
And then the remote came, of course.
Yeah,
and
no, what a big year that was for TV.
It was all for the vibe of it to make it, of course, look like it was a documentary of a guy hanging out working at a video store.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to see it. You got to see that too.
We'll do a screening of Clerks at Picnic this weekend. We'll put it up on the Jumbotron.
That would be fun. Let's do it in the lounge.
That sounds like a good
I'll get some
idea.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Well, there's snacks everywhere. I'll watch that.
I got YouTube Premium. We can all huddle around my phone and watch Clerks.
Listeners are coming up and like, hold on.
Can you duck? I can't see. All right, Kay, so what'd you think of Mallrats?
So, as we've discussed for 3 months now, I've been on this journey of watching classic movies, big movies. Last week we did Saving Private Ryan, and I liked Saving Private Ryan. I can see from an objective standpoint that it was a very good movie. But I don't know what it says about me that watching a movie like Saving Private Ryan is a little bit of a chore. Whereas when I watch Mallrats, I'm like, this is a movie. This is what I'm talking about. This movie is so much fun. What a good time this was, and only 90 minutes, too.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you like it because we're only an hour and a half?
It helped. It definitely helped. I thought this movie was a lot of fun, even if I am once again perplexed by the fact that it just seems like there's an entire genre of movies out there dedicated to the fact that kids just had nothing going on up until maybe like 10 years ago.
Okay, that's an unbelievably insulting statement about us 90s kids.
No,
because,
that's what it was good. There actually wasn't that much going on. You just would leave.
Well, actually, there was so much more going on. The problem is today is you're bombarded. I'm not going to sound like the man waving at the cloud, fist in the air. But there was no phones. Like, you had to go to someone's house. You had to go places to hang with people. You couldn't hang by texting or just FaceTiming.
What a time to be a parent.
Oh.
Like, all right, we'll see you later. Because now they're just there. They're like, I'm on a headset with them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, crap.
That's what I don't get
Their
is
headset.
these kids, for those that haven't seen the movie, I guess, kids are just in a mall for an entire day.
Absolutely. So, Case, you never, because I'm like on the cusp. I'm 29. So I did this in like junior high and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You never went to the mall with your friends for the day.
No, not for
here's-
the day. I
here's
went
the
to
deal.
I went to go get a pair of shoes and then go home and be on my phone.
Well, you have to understand, malls had movie theaters, food courts, walk around shopping.
They had a pet store in this mall.
There you go.
And I was curious if that was normal or not because I had never seen a pet store in a mall before.
There used to be everything in malls. I used to go to merry-go-round at the mall.
Weird.
Rides. It was fun.
Well, Kenzie's right, because you saw the movie, you shopped, you go, okay, let's go eat something now. Let's go to the food court. We're done eating. Let's go to this other thing. Let's hang out and chill. And that's what Mallrats represents so well in the 90s.
It feels like prison.
Also,
No, because you can't, listen.
prison.
That's what prison
It
is.
was freedom because you weren't, your parents weren't there. And you're at this huge place where you do all this stuff for a full day without parents. It was the opposite of prison.
Huh.
Because you're at home and it's like, can I have this? Like, you're at the mall. You just do what you want.
Yes.
It was awesome.
I'll take your word for it, I guess. I mean, I could look past the fact that, again, it's a Saturday, Easter weekend, mind you. The Easter Bunny's there. They beat up the Easter Bunny in the movie.
It's a great scene.
And none of these kids have anything going on. It blows my mind. I love the fact that, the primary couple in this movie is Jason Lee, who I love because not only was he a professional skateboarder, which rocks, but also My Name is Earl is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yes.
So it's Jason Lee and Shannon Doherty, who was later in the show Charmed, a show I also am a big fan of.
But you might remember her from Beverly Hills 90210.
I don't.
You don't? Oh.
I know her from Charmed because my girlfriend likes that show.
Okay. You may have to watch and binge every episode of Beverly Hills 90210 before next Friday. You just might have to do that.
Well, okay. Can I?
Forget picnic this week.
That's right. Yeah, you can't go to picnic.
You have to come meet Brian and I at picnic because Case has got to watch.
My phone doesn't have enough battery to watch all the Beverly Hills 90210 episodes.
And Clerks.
And Clerks.
Me first.
I want to talk about Mallrats, but can I ask you about Beverly Hills 90210 real quick?
Sure.
What was that?
Well, we can't do that right now.
Because I've heard that show mentioned, and I like old TV.
Is it a doctor show?
I
No,
thought it was
it's not a
I thought it was
doctor's-
a reality show.
What's the doctor show?
Oh my God.
ER, I think is what you're thinking.
No, the one. I thought there was a doctor show called that. 90210. It was a bunch of doctors running down the hallway. What's the big doctor one?
Are you thinking of 911?
No.
There might be a 90210 plastic surgery show or something on Discovery.
Oh.
But
I thought it was about doctors.
No, Beverly
What
Hills
is it about?
90210 follows. I'll try to do this in 10 seconds. How can I do this in 10 seconds? Follows a group of rich kids and.
Who are doctors?
No, there's no.
Their parents are doctors.
But it involves Brandon, who moves from Minnesota out to Beverly Hills and sees this whole new life of the rich kids of LA, of Beverly Hills, and how he tries to fit in with his sister, Shannon Doherty, and who they hook up with. And
Is this a reality show?
no, it's a real show.
See, I thought it was a reality show.
About doctors.
Please, Jesus, help me. Please.
So, and you brought this on yourself because I was ready to continue talking about Shannon Doherty, and you brought up Beverly Hills
Well, I said you,
90210.
but you can't say Shannon Doherty was in Charmed.
But she was.
She was, but you can't not mention Beverly Hills 90210.
I only know her from Charmed, and
So
she's
her
delightful.
father or mother's a doctor.
I'm actually trying to remember what the dad was in Beverly Hills 902 because he might have been a doctor.
He probably was.
I can't remember what his job was. Oh, crap. Okay.
Anyways, I love this idea that Jason Lee and Shannon Doherty break up because Jason Lee, for some reason, won't sleep with her. He's too busy playing NHL 94, which is one of the greatest video games of all time.
Correct.
That there's a constant argument in this movie of like, hey, this is my mall. You can't shop here when I'm here. And I love the scene where Jason Lee goes, all right, I'll take them all on the even days. You take them all on the odd days so we don't run into each other. That is super charming to me, even if it's completely not relatable.
Well, it's relatable because it shows how popular, like Kenzie was just saying, the mall was. You had to actually choose a day to go to avoid the person.
That's crazy. I would never even think about that if I, were to break up with somebody now, which hopefully that never happens because I'd be very lonely and very sad. Speaking of people that are lonely and sad.
We could just put up mall days.
I know, exactly.
With Kenzie.
Ben Affleck is in this movie?
Yes.
I was not expecting that.
So they love Ben Affleck in the whole universe of the movies that Jay and Silent Bob do. He's almost in every one of them.
Was he famous by this point? Was it like, oh my God, Ben Affleck's in this movie?
Not near. He was getting famous and not to the level of he couldn't be in Mallrats. Let's say that.
Okay,
He was
okay,
also in
that's-
Dazed and
thank you.
Confused
Like
around
a
that time.
popular actor, but
Yes.
not, okay.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
pre-Armageddon.
I haven't seen Armageddon.
Okay.
That does me no good.
It's about doctors.
This is. Oh God.
I'm getting sleepy from all this.
Lord help me, Jesus.
Sorry.
Anything else about Mallrats?
I thought Ben Affleck stole the movie. Jason Lee is great. He was a star. I can't believe he wasn't a bigger star. Shannon Doherty was great. She was a star from Charmed and allegedly Beverly Hills 90210.
Allegedly.
I think she should have been a bigger star because she is so beautiful. I was so charmed by her the entire movie. But Ben Affleck's alpha aggro character was the perfect foil for everybody in this movie, and I thought everybody played off of him so well.
Thank you to Michael who just texted in. Dr. 90210 is a plastic surgery reality show. Obviously, that's what I was thinking of.
Okay, has nothing to do with Shannon Doherty.
I feel much better. I'm like, I really think it's about plastic surgery.
Good Lord. Well, there you go. There's your Mallrats review.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.